One of the best second seasons for any show I've watched is the second season of the Percy Jackson TV series. And dare I say, I'm enjoying it more than I enjoyed the first. As an artist and creator, I respect the art of the set design, the costume design, cinematography, and production a lot. And another thing about me as an artist is that I make custom Lego figures. So I felt it would be appropriate to make some inspired by the Percy Jackson second season. We start off with looking at our figure for Grover. Now, I didn't really have a reference for the wedding dress he wears, so I unfortunately could only make the exploration outfit we see him wear at the start. But, I actually really like it. He finally finds the reed pipes this season, which I was very happy about. That was one of my favorite details about Grover, and I really liked that they adapted that. And this figure is actually very intricate, and it has a lot of different details that I'll start outlining here in a sec. However, I'm going to remove this reed pipe, and you can see that it's actually one of these binocular pieces that was gold, and I simply painted brown over it, so if it focuses, you can see that it's basically just a simple detail. The trench coat consists of very intricate weathered golden brown look, where I painted the base in brown, and then I put another layer of brown, then I put a layer of gold paint, and then I put another layer of brown paint, and then I put another layer of washed out, watered down gold paint. So you can see all the details, and I painted on the details of his pocket and his sleeves and the little trench coat 3D elements with the sticker paper that I typically use. And I like how that collar fold works so that it gives him that fold. And you can also see that his shirt is a custom mixed reddish orange color that is the same t-shirt he wears underneath his wedding dress, and I use the same wraparound leg detailing that I did last season for his legs because I didn't really want to do just straight goat legs. I wanted to keep him with shorts on. That's it for Grover. Now on to Annabeth. This next figure is Annabeth Chase. I didn't really want to do the typical quest outfit thing that I did last season, but this season I simply just picked some outfits that I actually enjoyed better and that I thought were the cooler outfits. For me, I think this bluish denim tuxedo, her Canadian tuxedo outfit that she wears actually looks a lot cooler than her typical quest outfit. She has this bright blue denim that I mixed the colors for myself and then used a green paint to make the shirt and then navy paint to make the jeans, which help with a wraparound leg design. If I remove her knife, you can see that I used basically the exact same detail of the hunting knife from last season, which it was still pretty prominent this season as well, and I really like the design. I also took some inspiration from the America Chavez figure that I did a while back for the details, and I used them to help me create those little white streaks on her sleeves and on her jacket and to give them the pocket details. You can also see some bronze details on the side of her sleeves and on her jacket pockets, and she has details of her buttons as well and some of that striping. I overall really like this figure, and I really like how detailed it looks and how simple it looks as well. The next figure I have is Luke, son of Hermie, in his new white outfit, and oh my gosh, this looks really good. I remember while filming, I got this shot, and I thought, this is a really cool looking figure. A lot of people, for some reason, don't like the new outfit, but I actually think this outfit is pretty cool. That's why I decided to make it. I like this tracksuit with the details of the Greek colors and the Greek gold on white because it fits Luke's aesthetic. Luke would pick something that's this extravagant and bold for himself. And I also like all those stripe detailing and all the Greek details. You can also see with Backbiter, I changed the shape of it because this season I realized that it's actually a curved piece instead of a double-edged sword like I thought, and you can see that I give him the pose. He can hold that same typical Luke pose that Charlie Bushnell likes to use all the time. And there's a lot of other detail that you can appreciate through this. I took a basic white figure and then I painted matte white on top of it, and it is a little bit chunky in some spots. I admit that. I did try to thin it out so it wouldn't do that, but I don't know. I feel like it still works. It still functions and it still looks good as a figure. You can see more Backbiter. I didn't actually paint the other side of it bronze because, again, I don't have much reference for Backbiter, and I also have to use it for other figures like Sylvie for the Loki showcase. But I still do really like the way that it looks, and I think it works with Luke. Of course, the best part for this is his painted face, which y'all have already seen in my custom how to paint faces video, but you can see that I did his scar with a pink and white detailing. It's a little bit hard to show, but he also has these slants on his eyes. These are very characteristic of Charlie Bushnell, and they actually help portray him well when I add these little tick marks to the side of his eyes. I darken the eyebrows as well, and overall I really feel like this portrays him a lot better. Quite possibly my favorite character from this season is Clarisse LaRue, and I seriously love her character, and I seriously love this figure. I think Dior Goodjohn brought so much depth to the character this season, and just the writing, everything about the character this season was so much better. I loved her entire arc, and I really loved making this figure, actually. This figure has a lot of different details, such as her olive green pants, which are one of the best pairs of legs I've ever painted, actually, because they come with these custom boots that I did, and also her spear has this bronze tip on the end, but it also has the silver on the other side to show the little detail. I try to get some detail, but it's hard to do. And then she has the detail of her paper satchel. She has the detail on her legs of the actual weathering and of the folds within her garment. She has the detail of the zippers on her jacket. That jacket is honestly maybe one of my favorite jackets because it's simple and it's understated and it works. It just looks like Clarisse. Like the patches, the line work, everything just works. And I know the hairstyle isn't technically as accurate as it could be, but I just feel like it fits Dior Goodjohn because she wears that hairdo a lot in press tours, and so when I look at this figure, I feel like it just looks like Dior Goodjohn as Clarisse. Finally, we have Percy Jackson. I decided not to do the typical quest outfit, mainly because it just kept rage baiting me. I kept painting over and over and over that annoying torso with the little 3 stripes, and I guess I didn't realize I could have just not painted those, but I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't have been the same if I didn't paint those, so I decided I would just make his outfit for the chariot races instead. I actually really like it. Of course, I kept Riptide the exact same. I still really love the way that Riptide came out the first time. No, it's not probably accurate, but I like how it's book accurate. And his actual breastplate is very continuous with the way that the last season's was. I just had to change some of the details, but I made it the exact same way. And he has the rivets on the sides and the leather straps, and you can see that he has similar form to the last season's armors, except you don't have the same details of the chest plates. It's a little bit different. You can see the Pegasus with the little wave details on the front cresting, and you can see his shin guards and wrist guards and all the little weathering. I kept the weathering the exact same, and all I did for that was I literally took the silver paint and then just flicked bronze paint over it, and it works. It looks like bronze paint that's been aging. I really like the way that it turned out. You can also see I've done some detail on his jeans. He has the same Vans, which I don't even know if Walker Scobo wears a pair of Vans this season, but I just am now going to be painting those blue Vans every season because that's just what I picture Percy Jackson wearing. It's the same type of shoe. He has, instead of the type of detailing for the jeans last time, I used a gold type of detailing, as there was a little bit of reference that I saw from a Variety show that had that, and of course he just has like a basic blue t-shirt underneath. All in all, this figure is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but I still really like it. I still think that those colors that I mixed for his blue t-shirt were pretty good. I still like the details on the jeans, and I like the way that it's simple, but it still looks good. So that's actually going to be it for this Season 2 showcase. I do have another showcase coming up soon, which is going to be the Heroes of Olympus figures, and those are actually going to be book accurate. So I'm going to do a medley of some of the show, which is I'm going to do what I think the show is going to adapt them as, and then I'm also going to make like some book accurate versions, so a black-haired Percy or things like that. I will be working on that, and I'll probably make Thalia by then, or something by next year or next season. but it will be a bit of a while before I post again. Thank y'all for watching.